there was actually some research done by one of the social media management platforms about 4 or 5 years ago, and they discovered that tweeting every 15 minutes to 30 minutes increased your click-through rate by 100%. So that's the reality. That's how Twitter operates. And I think you just got to be relevant and understand the context of every platform. And also understand that it's always a battle of the algorithms. And even your email inbox is a battle of the algorithm now, because guess what? Google put in place the tabs, right? So guess what? Our email effectiveness dropped off the tree a little bit a few years ago, because Google wants to run the show, and it's they used to have a tagline, as we know, called "Do No Evil," but that's been quietly retired, apparently.
So how do we get around the new thing? I know Twitter about a year-ish ago basically said they were going to penalize or do something with duplicate content. What are some strategies for getting around that? Are they even enforcing that, or?
Okay. Yes, they do. So there's a very simple hack for that, and the hack is that you only have to change one word.
Yep.
So
amazing
if you're
becomes
doing
awesome.
Yes, and that is then a different tweet. It's not actually a duplicate tweet.
Okay.
It's that simple. So if you're doing 4 tweets a day for an affiliate and it's basically the same, you just create 4 different versions of it, and it can be using the same link. So you might change, one word in the headline, or the call to action. So, and basically you need to set up your bank and your tweets in platforms like Agora Pulse to actually do that. So it's actually, because I experimented with it, I went and say, okay, when do I get my Twitter account sort of paused because of that? And you've done a duplicate tweet, so I went, okay, right. So it's actually quite easy to navigate. You just got to play by the rules. That's what you do. Work out what the rules are. And again, it's the battle with the algorithms. You are playing with the algorithms of the platform. You're not going to beat them. You just got to work out how to work with them.
Yep. Now, does that work with things like, one of the things we've done and we've so far been successful with, and I'm just curious what your opinion is, like changing a period to an ellipse, changing a colon to a dash, a dash to a colon, vice versa, or a dash to a dash dash. Have you seen any issues with that?
I haven't tried just doing a dash, but I wouldn't mind betting it would be different. So, yep.
I just know if you heard anything, because it's worked for us.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think it's essentially it actually has to be a different tweet, and that can be a dash or it could be a colon. So it matches with the data I've done by just making the smallest change to the same tweet, and then it becomes a different tweet.
Yeah, that's what we've done. Is like I'll go in and write like 8 tweets. And then I have my assistant, I say, okay, find a superlative. So awesome. And go look up on thesaurus.com and, change it to amazing, great, best ever, like find 6 or 7 superlatives and change that. Now that's 8 times, say 6, which is, I don't know, whatever the number is of 48, maybe. Terrible at live math. So now I have 48 tweets, and then I say, go in and change a dash to a colon, a dash to a dash dash. Now we have like 48 times another 8. So now we're, 400 tweets from writing 8 tweets. And then we store we use Edgar, Meet Edgar. We just store those in there. And next thing you know, I have tweets going out about my tweets will be going out about this podcast like 2 years from now that I wrote next week, and that's awesome. Like that's just awesome. So, so I asked that, what about like, what's the new thing for you in terms of social? Like I don't know, either just like it's something that's tickling your fancy right now, or you think is going to kind of be like the next big thing on social?
The next big thing is quite visible, and you may have heard of it, and you've maybe discounted it as being superficial and ridiculous. It's a platform called TikTok.
Yeah.
So don't expect to see me dancing anytime soon to a 15-second looping video. But the reality is, yeah, well, it's yeah, as you can see, well, I'm not doing it, right? So it's, but, you know, the 10 to 20-year-olds are leaping in. Now, what's interesting is that some of the big Instagram influencers with tens of millions of followers are piling in. Because it's a little bit like the Wild West was, except it's driven a lot by AI and algorithms as well. And just to give you some idea of how quickly this platform's growing, aided by the recent events, which has driven everyone home, so everyone's going a bit stir crazy. So in the last 3 months, I heard that 315 million people downloaded the TikTok app.
Wow.
That's close to the total usage of Twitter. So what's the impact going to be for marketing, advertising, influencing? Watch the space. So we've been experimenting and playing with, we're partnered with some TikTok platforms, and we're seeing amazing results. So basically what we do is we help people be much more efficient on social. We help people with software as a service type platforms that work in the digital space. We help them reach global audiences. So, and we experiment with different types of advertising and affiliate partnerships that we're fairly selective on. But TikTok is the space to watch at this particular point in time. So I believe now it's well over 1 billion users. And yep, it's fascinating to see, you know, a new platform arise. It's not going to remove Facebook. It's not going to remove Twitter. It's not going to remove Instagram.